Hey, welcome back to Enlightened Tutors.
And says if xy is a solution to the system of equations above and x is greater than 0, what is the value of xy? xy, which means x times y, okay? So we need to find two answers and then multiply them to get our final answer. So my equations are going to be y equals x squared and 2y plus 6 equals 2x plus 3. So right off the bat, I can tell that this equation is quadratic because the x is squared, and this equation is linear because neither variables have any exponents. I'm going to use substitution as my way to do this. Substitution requires that I have one equation solved for one variable. Luckily enough, this one is already solved for one variable, so my first step's already taken care of. I'm then going to replace my variable that's on its own, y. I'm going to replace it in the other equation using what it equals. So this x squared gets plugged in for y right here because that is what the y equals. Instead of 2y, I'm going to put x squared because I'm plugging that in. And then I just copy down everything else exactly as it's written. What I'm going to do now is just simplify things. So that starts on the right side. I'm going to distribute this 2 to both terms. And on the left side, nothing changes. I'm going to move these over. I'm going to do that by subtracting 2x and subtracting 6 on both sides. You'll notice on the left side, 6 disappears. On the right side, it also disappeared. Next thing I'm going to do is factor. Between these two, I see a 2 in both and an x in both. So I'm going to pull out 2x from both of these terms. 2x times what gives me this? First, that's x. 2x times what gives me this? That's minus 1. I need to find which value of x, if plugged in here, makes this whole thing equal 0. If I plug in 0, 0 times this, that's going to be 0. So x equals 0. My other answer is whatever I plug in here in the second factor to make this thing equal 0. That's going to be 1. Now remember, we're trying to find not just x, but xy. In the question, it also mentions that x is greater than 0. What does that mean? That means we can disregard this answer, meaning we only get one answer for x. X equals 1. I'm just going to take this 1 and plug it back into either equation. So if I plug in 1 for x here, so when x is 1, I get y is 1. That gives me x comma y. These are my two solutions, x and y.
For more helpful videos, follow us on TikTok and YouTube.